Hello, hello, hello. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. I am Coach Chris. I am your clarity and accountability coach, and I'm so excited to be here with you. I missed connecting with you yesterday on Monday, so we're doing our Making Moves Monday today. It's Monday somewhere in the world. It's Tuesday, probably in your world, and it's already Wednesday somewhere else around this world. So we're right on time. We're right on time. I'm so elated to share a few things with you this Tuesday morning for Making Moves Monday. Listen, you go forward no matter what. That's the lesson. That's the takeaway for today. So I'm checking in with you. I'm just checking in with you. You're just coming off of a weekend, and all types of things are transpiring in each of our lives. My life, your life. Just seems like everyone is faced with so many different challenges or even opportunities, whatever the case may be. I am not exempt. So the same is going on in my life. Just some phenomenal things are taking place. Some phenomenal things are taking place with our company. And we are so elated within the next couple of weeks, we'll be able to share some just phenomenal news with you. But in the meantime, I wanted to just kind of guide our conversation to making moves, and getting out of that place of being stagnant and shaking the cobwebs off, and just to check in to see what moves are you making in your life today. What did you do yesterday? What will you do tomorrow? That is where our conversation will rest today. The thought that I had was turning your spark into a flame, or turning a spark into a flame. How do you turn a spark into a flame? So what am I talking about? What am I talking about here? Am I speaking about a natural fire? Well, yeah, sure. We could be talking about campfires or what have you. But no, I'm speaking of that flash of inspiration, that flash of light, that flash of motivation that each and every human being experiences at some point in their life. It may be every month or so, every week or so, every year or so, or even every decade or so. You get this flash, this little spark of possibility, this little spark of anticipation, this little spark of vision, and where you in that moment and in that little microcosm of time and space, you're able to see more clearly than you have ever seen before. Something comes to you and you're like, oh my gosh, it's a light bulb moment. I can see this so clearly. You may have an idea that comes to you, a concept, a witty creation or invention that just comes to you out of nowhere. I'm calling that a spark. It's a spark. Is it a full-fledged fire at that point? No. It's just a little indication, number one, that you're still alive and that you're still in the game. If you are still receiving sparks and inspirations and little light bulb moments, little flashes of anticipation and glimpses of possibility of what could be, glimpses of purpose, that is your way. Let me check my pulse. That is your way of knowing that you're still in the game. You're still alive. You are still here, and there is still hope and possibility for you. Man, let me tell you. So what do you do with that spark, however? We all receive them. We all are graced with them. We're all gifted. We are all gifted. May I say that a third time? We are all gifted with sparks, flashes, possibilities, opportunities. Each and every human being is granted these gifts. Is from God, our creator. Each receive these flashes of opportunity, but it's what you do with them that separates you from the next guy. I don't know about you, but what I've learned and what I've discovered is if you want to stand out, if you want to succeed, because not everyone in life succeeds. We both understand that. But if you want to stand out, you've got to do something differently than what the next guy is doing, what your neighbor is doing, what maybe some of your family members are doing, and what's transpiring with them. You have to determine in your mind, your mindset, your perspective, what your actions and reactions are to do something differently. And this is where we are drilling down today. What will you do with that spark? What will you do with that flash of inspiration? Come on. How do you turn that spark, that aha moment, into a blazing, raging fire? Set my soul on fire. Have you ever experienced something that just, it seemed like everything inside of you just, it combusted. There was this combustion and everything was just ablaze and on red hot, even white hot, on fire. Whether it was something that you were working on, something that you were believing for and anticipating and hoping for, and it actually transpired. Guys, that is not the end game. The end game is how to turn those moments into sustainable, long-lasting moments in time that continue to blaze and rage and provide heat and light and energy. Can somebody say energy? Energy. So it has to go beyond the flash, beyond the spark. And you, my friend, are the only one that can make a spark or turn a spark into a flame. You are the only one that can turn a spark into a flame. Now, how do you do that? You do it through making moves. You do it through your action. One of the things decades ago, as a young woman, decades ago, I had the privilege of being around older folks, or definitely when I was a child, folks that were older than I, and hearing their conversations and their complaints. Even my mother owned a beauty salon, so I was raised in a beauty shop. And what do people do in the beauty shop? They talk about all sorts of things. I was also raised in a faith community, a church that had all types of individuals and people from different walks of life and different age groups. And it was something that I caught on to relatively early as I was coming up, is that there were people in the world, the vast majority of folks at that time were folks who had regret or who just endlessly talked about what they wanted to do. Yeah, it came to me to do X, Y, and Z. You know, I had an idea to do this or that. And over time, over the course of the next few days, the next few weeks, the next few months, the next few years, had they moved on it? No. There was no movement. There was no action. So that spark, if you're familiar with fires at all, if the fire is blazing and then there's this little spark, this little amber that breaks away, it will eventually die and go out if it's not fueled with some oxygen that will cause it to blaze. Now, how can you fuel your sparks with oxygen? By breathing life into them. What breathes life or provides oxygen for your spark to transform and grow into a flame? It's your actions. It's not just your words. Because after a while, your words just become like background noise. Womp, 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 womp. Some of your friends right now, if they were here with me, they would say, you know, I've been telling them they need to just go on and do it. Do you have people in your life that's been nudging you and saying, go on and go for it. Step on out there. Take the first move. Make the first step. Do you? Listen, they are telling you right. And I'm here just to confirm that word and to affirm you, to let you know you can do way to succeed and transform and turn a spark into a flame and a flame into a fire is through you taking action, through you making some moves. Make some moves. And your moves aren't only to be made on Monday, just because we say this is making moves Monday. What is today in actuality in the Pacific time zone? It's Tuesday, right? Is it too late to make moves this week? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, guys. So listen, I am Coach Chris. I am your clarity and accountability coach. This is what I am gifted to do. This is what I'm called to do. This is what I'm anointed to do. And I'm here to remind you today that you have been given spark after spark after spark, flash after flash after flash. And I am telling you, time is up for you to just sit on it and do nothing. The responsibility is on you to take action and to make moves. Girl, I want to say, girl, boy, make moves. Don't just sit there. Time is of the essence, and the time is now. So take that spark that you have been given, that idea, write it down, make it plain. Make sure that your heart and mind and soul and spirit are clear, crystal clear on what you feel impressed to do. Then write a list of all the action items that will be required for you to move forward. And let me just give you a little bit of coaching. Now, this is for free. A little bit of coaching. Most of those action items will be things that you feel right now you are not able or in a position to do. 9 times out of 10, the majority of those action items are bigger than you, bigger than your capacity, bigger than your capability. And it may seem daunting. Like, how in the world am I going to do this? Well, I want to make moves, but all these moves require me to have an education, require me to have money, have you ever been there? I know you have. I feel you. I see you. I know you. I hear you. I hear you. That's why I'm the one that's the coach. I have a sixth sense about these things. I have a discernment about these things. I hear those conversations. I hear those thoughts that you have in your own head that are telling you that these are the reasons you're not able to make the moves. Well, let me just dispel all of that right now. You do have something. There is something within your power today. There is a first step that you can make. There is a first move that you can take today that will set you on the path of turning that spark, that idea, that concept into a flame, and then turn that flame into a raging, blazing fire. I'm going to close with this. Years ago, I heard a minister say this, and he would say it from time to time, and I've never forgotten it. He said, oh my gosh, he said, set yourself on fire, and somebody will come just to watch you burn. Now, all of that is positive. What he was saying and what I am saying to you today, start, do something. Don't worry about your following. Don't worry about your supporters, whether you have them or you don't have them, whether you have a following or you don't have a following. You cannot worry about any of those things, because I'm here to tell you, and I guarantee you this. If you fan that spark, provided some oxygen, breathe some oxygen into it by your activity, by your movements, you start making moves, you start making some phone calls. Phone calls are free. You have an idea, make some phone calls today. Call that company, call that agency, call that organization, call that individual. Make some phone calls. That's a move that you can make today. And as you do that, that little small spark will begin to glow and shine and suck in more oxygen from your movement, from your activity, from your motion. It will begin to suck in more oxygen. And that breath of life that you're breathing into it by you making those moves will cause that spark not only to glow, but to grow into a flame. And that flame, as you are consistent, and we talked last Wednesday on Walk on Water Wednesdays, how consistency is the secret sauce, right? So as you are consistent, man, that flame will turn into a blazing fire and no one will be able to put you out. No one will be able to ignore you. Nobody will be able to dismiss you because you will have at that point fully become who and what you were purposed to become after all righty. So let's take those dreams, visions, goals, and aspirations, those little sparks, and let's make them the fullest, brightest, loudest, most active, energetic form of a raging fire, and watch your life transform and the lives of those who are the closest to you. This is Coach Chris. I am Coach Chris, your clarity and accountability coach. I am just so elated that we had this time together today. And I look forward to us meeting again tomorrow on Walk on Water Wednesdays. I got something for you too. Have a good one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.